The Crimean Bridge in Kerch was attacked again early Monday morning. Several sections of the structure were destroyed, marking the latest victory for Ukraine's revamped counteroffensive strategy. When Ukraine first launched its summer counteroffensive in June, it quickly lost an estimated 20% of its Western-supplied armored vehicles. Losses were expected, but not at such high numbers. Russia had months to prepare its defensive positions. In some areas along the front lines, Russia's defenses are miles deep. Minefields pose the biggest danger, and without proper air support, the Ukrainians can't clear them. The onslaught of Russian artillery keeps what few mine-clearing vehicles Ukraine has mostly at bay. So, instead of relying solely on attacking Russian defenses head-on, Ukraine is attacking the supply lines that feed Russia's military. Longer-range weapons like the Storm Shadow missiles are making it easier for Ukraine to carry out those attacks, which brings us to Crimea. The Crimean Peninsula is in southern Ukraine. There are 3 routes in from the north. They pass through swampy areas and are vulnerable to attack from both Ukrainian troops and pro-Ukrainian Russians fighting against Moscow. The Crimean Bridge in Kerch on the eastern side is the only direct link to Russia from the peninsula. It's the primary supply route for Russian troops in southern Ukraine, so if that route is cut, Russia could run out of both troops and equipment in the south, making the continued occupation of Crimea untenable. The attack on the bridge in Kerch is part of Ukraine's strategy to starve, stretch, and strike, as the UK's Chief of Defense described it. Attacking Russian logistics and command centers starves the troops in the field of resources and intel. Ukraine is stretching the Russians by coordinating its attacks in several areas along the hundreds of miles of front line, which is now forcing Russia to bring up some of its reserve forces to reinforce the lines. Now, this is what Ukraine wants, because the longer it can bleed Russian forces like it did in Bakhmut, when it comes time to strike, the thinking is Russian forces won't have the weapons or the will to stage an effective defense. For more unbiased, straight-fact reporting on the war in Ukraine, go to san.com.
Thanks for watching. We know that Americans' trust in media is near an all-time low. That is why Straight Arrow News is on a mission to bring you unbiased, fact-based reporting. To make sure that you get the journalism that you trust, like and subscribe to Straight Arrow News below. And to catch all of our content, go to our website, straightarrownews.com.